Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is CSC508. My metric number is 2025168897. Today I will be presenting my K-pop merchandise inventory system. In my system, I'm using queue and stack.
These are list of classes for my assignment 2. Firstly, I have K-pop merch class, queue class, stack class, infix to postfix converter class, and add K-pop merch class, which is my main class. Firstly, in this K-pop merch class, I'm still using the same value like assignment 1, such as K-pop ID, K-pop name, category of item, quantity, and price of item. And then the method is still same like default constructor, normal constructor, set method, get method, and toString method to display the data. Firstly, this is my queue class. Here we have import java.text.decimal format to set the number of decimal places, for example, 2 decimal places for price. And then this is public class queue extends merge linked list that takes all the features and methods that are already in the merge linked list class. Next is default constructor for queue class. Super are used to call constructor from super class. And then we have public void enqueue, which means inserting an item to the back end of the queue. K-pop merge data is data that you want to insert and insert at back. It's used to place the data at the back, or we call it as a tail. And then we have public K-pop merge DQ that removes an item from the front or head of the queue and use remove from front as the instruction. Next, we have public K-pop merge get front. The get front function is a way to get the first element of a collection. Then we have public K-pop merge get end function that is responsible for viewing or retrieving the last element from the collection. And then we have public boolean is empty to check whether the queue is empty or not. Next, we have public void display to display the data. Next, we move to remove merge ID. We remove the item from the list using ID. So we use is empty method to check if the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, the item cannot be found, so it will return false. Then we create a temp queue, temporary queue, to hold the items that we want to keep. If ID we want to remove match, is not added to temp queue. This is how the item is deleted. However, if the ID does not match, it's moving it into the tempqueue.enqueue current item. To restore the original queue from the temp queue, we use enqueue tempqueue.dqueue and then return found. Okay, next we have public void copy queue destination queue to copy from queue to another queue from our option 6. First, we have is empty method to check whether the queue is empty or not. And next, we create a temporary queue named tempqueue2. And then we are using while loop to display the out of stock item. If item.get quantity equals 0, the out of stock item will display. We use destination queue.enqueue item to copy to the destination queue. To restore the source queue from the temporary queue, we use enqueue tempqueue.dqueue. Lastly, we have public void calculate static state. We need to calculate the total sum, average, minimum, or maximum price. This is for option pass. We still the same. We use this empty method to check whether the queue is empty or not. Then we create the new temporary queue named tempqueue3. And then we declare the variable such as sum, min price, max price, and integer count. To calculate, we use while loop to process each item in the original queue. The calculation will start when the quantity of item is more than 0. This is for sum calculation, min calculation, max calculation. When we use tempqueue3.enqueue item, the item is put into tempqueue3. This is the calculation for average. And here we have system.out.println to display the calculation that we have calculated. Next, we move to stack class. We have public class text that extends merge linked list. For example, we have public stack, which is default constructor. And then we have public void push, K-pop merge data to insert object into stack. And then we have public K-pop merge pop to remove object from stack. Next we have public K-pop merge pick that look at the object on top but not removing the object. And then we have public boolean is empty to check if the data is empty or not. And then we have public void display to display the data. Next we have public void search category to search item K-pop merge by category. This is for option 3. For this part, as long as the main stack is not empty, it will remove an item using pop from the main stack. It check whether the current item category is the same as the search category. So to restore back, we use push times stack.pop to put back data into main stack. Furthermore, we have public integer move available stack where this function is copy data from stack to other stack. This is for option 8. So this part, the system will check whether the item is available or not. The item will display if quantity of item is more than 0. So to check the quantity, we use the current.getQuantity more than 0. And lastly, for the stack class, we have public integer move all to queue, where the function is to copy data from stack to queue. This is for option 9. This is part where the data from the stack will be removed and back to queue. Next, we move to public class infix to postfix converter. Here is the integer precedence char operator for determining the priority of a mathematical operator. Public static string convert is the main method for the conversion. If enter character is number or letter, it will add it to the postfix result. So when the enter character is open bracket, is inserted to push into the stack. But if the close bracket are entered, all operators from the stack are popped and added to postfix until they meet the opening bracket. Okay, now we're at public class app K-pop merge, which is my main class. So first of all, we need to declare the queue and stack to store the data. For queue, I have merge queue of stop queue. And for stack, I have merge stack and available stop stack. I'm using try catch method to load a list of K-pop merge item from a file named merge K-pop list.txt. I'm using a do while loop to create a menu page and display option for user to choose. For option 1 is to add a new item. The system will ask user to enter item ID, item name, item category, item quantity, and enter item price. And data will be inserted to the object name KM. Next, we have option 2. The system will display the list of K-pop merchandise according to text file or merge K-pop list txt. And new item inserted by user. Other than that, for option 3 is to search item by category. While loop I use to move data from queue to stack. To move data into merge stack, I'm using push and remove from front to remove data from the merge queue. Then I create a new temporary queue named temporary queue restore to restore all the data from stack to queue, because option 2 and 4 are relied on merge queue. Next is option 4. This is for delete by ID. Here I'm using remove merge ID function from queue class to run option 4. If the system is deleted, the system will display item deleted successfully. For option 5, to calculate sum, average, minimum and minimum price, I'm using calculate statistic function from queue class. So all the calculation I have explained in the queue class. Next we have option 6, to check out stock item or copy queue to other queue. Here, if the quantity is more than 0, the data will be removed from the out of stock queue. So the system will display the item with 0 quantity only. So this is option 7. It will move all the data from queue to stack. We use is empty method to check whether the merge queue is empty or not. If not, the system will remove from front and push the data to stack. We move to option 8. If user enter option 8, the system will show the available item in the shop. The item with quantity that more than 0 will be displayed. Next we have option 9, to move back all data from merge stack to merge queue. Here we use move all to queue function from stack class that I have explained, and it will display in table format. So the data in merge stack will be empty. Next, we have option 10. After user enter option 10, so the system will ask the user to enter an infix expression. So the system will display the original infix expression and it will display the converted postfix expression. If the user enter option 11, so the system will exit the program and display the message exit program and thank you message. Okay, now let's demo the system. So this is my menu page for the K-pop shop. So the system will ask user to enter option 1 until 10. For example, I enter option 1 to add new K-pop item. So the system will ask user to enter the ID. For example, as 104. So the item name is 17 keychain. Okay, item category keychain. Quantity 2. Price 10 ringgit. Okay, so the system will display the message item added successfully. The system will ask user to add another item or not. If yes, so the process will be repeated to enter the data, and if the user choose N, it will stop the add item. Then I choose option 2 to display item. So this is all the list of items. S101 until B302 is from the text file. S104 is the new add item. I enter option 3 to search by item by category. Okay, enter category to find K-pop merchandise using tag. For example, I want to search light stick. Okay. Alright, so all the data for light stick category will be displayed here. We move to option 4 to delete the item by ID. Okay, for example, I want to remove S102. S102. Okay, item deleted successfully. To check whether the item really deleted or not, so enter back option 2. S102 are not here. And then I choose option 5 to calculate the sum, average, mean and max price. So this is the calculated item. The total item is 4 only because the item with 0 quantity is not included. So minimum price here is 20 ringgit because the keychain price is 10 times 2, 20 ringgit. The maximum price is 4108 because get from the 209 times 2, 418. So this is the maximum and minimum. So next I enter option 6 to move data queue to out of stock queue. So it will display the item with 0 quantity only. So here we have B302 and E201 that have 0 quantity. We enter option 7 to move data from queue to stack. So all data and merge queue is now empty because all has been moved to merge stack. S102 is not included because we already delete. We choose option 8 to move data stack to available stack. We want to check the available item. The option 8 will display all the item with quantity more than 0. The item with 0 quantity will not be displayed. Next, we enter option 9 to move data stack to queue. Move back the data. Now the merge stack is empty and all the data from merge stack has been moved to the merge queue. We enter option 10 to convert from infix to postfix. I enter A plus B minus C close bracket times T. Okay. After I enter, so it will display the firstly original infix expression. This is the original expression. And below is the converted postfix expression. A B plus C minus T times multiple star. So if the user want to exit the program, they will enter option 11 to exit the K-pop shop. So the system will display exit program and thank you message.
That's all from me. Thank you.